Nintendo's latest lawsuit, Spider-Man 2's disastrous PC port, and ex-PlayStation boss praises the Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome to Gaming Tea. So, let's get started with Nintendo and their latest lawsuit. It seems like Nintendo is in the news every other week because they are suing somebody, and normally they have no problem winning. But in this case, Nintendo did not get their desired outcome, and personally, I'm so glad that they didn't. The story is both random and weird at the same time, and it goes as follows. A Costa Rican supermarket called the Super Mario Shop has claimed victory against Nintendo in a trademark battle over the name Super Mario. The supermarket is run by a local man named Don Jose Mario Alfaro Gonzalez, or Mario for short. Despite trading under the Super Mario name for decades and not making any reference to the famous Nintendo video game series, other than the name, the supermarket caught the ever-watchful eye of Nintendo, when Mario's son attempted to renew the shop's registered trademark in Costa Rica. Now, it certainly looked like a David and Goliath battle lay ahead for this father and son duo. But hey, we all know how the story of David and Goliath ended, don't we? Carlos, who works alongside his father Mario in the shop, posted in a Facebook post, and I quote, "I would like to greatly thank my legal and accounting advisor Jose Edgardo Jimenez Blanco, who was in charge of the registration and the subsequent fight for the trademark rights. For a moment, we thought about throwing in the towel. How are we going to fight and win against such a commercial monster, especially with the number of legal documents presented by them to ensure victory? Well, luckily, Edgardo and I stood firm, and a few days ago, we received the good news." So you might ask, how did Nintendo lose this lawsuit? Well, the key is in the details. Costa Rica's trademark authority, the National Register, ended up ruling in favor of the local supermarket and noted that although Nintendo has trademarked the use of Super Mario under various categories, including video games, clothing, toys, supermarkets, and the sale of groceries, however, are not referenced or specified in said trademark. Seems pretty straightforward to me, and I'll say it again, I am glad that Nintendo lost. I can only imagine the fear that these poor people felt. It's just a family-run local supermarket. Imagine how they must have felt receiving a truckload of legal papers and correspondence from a multi-billion-dollar company with near unlimited resources behind it. I mean, aside from the Super Mario name, the shop's logo is completely devoid of any relation to Nintendo. So there's no way people are going to be confused or think that it's associated with Nintendo in any way. If anything, all of this will bring positive press for the supermarket and hopefully an increase in business. Bloody ridiculous, as we say in the UK. Next up is Spider-Man 2 and the disastrous PC port, which launched quietly last week with very little promotion. I didn't see anything about Spider-Man 2 coming to PC. I was surprised. I only found out myself when I started to hear all these reports about how bad Spider-Man 2 was on the PC. Didn't see any marketing, didn't see any promotion at all, and you think major big game from Sony come to PC, they would be going all in, but it's PlayStation. Now, this game is getting absolutely hammered in the player reviews on Steam, with over 5,300 being mixed and over 2,800 being negative reviews. I mean, let's just take a look at some of them. This from Lord Chanka X Khan. Product refunded. I refunded this game within the first 30 minutes due to numerous bugs and significant frame drops. At this point, I cannot recommend it. And Random Drone Strike says, I like that name, crashes more often than my legally blind grandma who hasn't had a valid license since 1962. God. And then we have Harkon _ who wrote, had nothing but problems, tried some fixes, nothing works. How it was released in this state, I don't know. If I was you, God, the English, the grammar there. If I was you, should be if I were you. God, ugh. If I was you, I'd wait for some updates. And reading even more of the reviews, the general consensus points to Poor optimization, performance, graphical issues, stuttering, crashes, and an all-around awful experience with Spider-Man 2 on PC. And this is even on PCs with the latest and most powerful hardware. We're talking about Intel and AMD CPUs, RTX 4090s, and people are struggling? No. Something is very wrong with this game. I mean, it is not looking good at all, and Sony's track record on PC is beginning to leave a lot to be desired. Besides Helldivers 2, which was developed by Arrowhead Studios if I remember correctly, the quality of PC ports is on a downward trend. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Until Dawn, Lego Horizon all came and went with little impact and had issues. And Sony's mistakes, such as making PSN login mandatory just so they can inflate their user numbers in their sales reports, and seemingly rushing these PC ports, as well as just a clear lack, or should I say a lack of clear release schedule post when the game releases on PS5 to when it's going to come to PC. There's no strategy there. Sometimes it's within a year, sometimes it's 2 years. Like, you know, they need to figure out what they're going to do with that. But overall, it just seems like PC players are being given the sloppy seconds, you know, the leftovers, the stuff that was left on the cutting floor when it comes to these PS5 ports coming to PC. And I talked about this in a previous video I made about the shambolic state of PlayStation, so go and check out that video. But PlayStation fans are not buying Sony's ludicrously expensive, big, first-party story-driven games, so Sony needs to recoup that money from somewhere, and the PC market is the logical place. But if the quality of these PC ports continues to get worse, then PlayStation is going to be in serious trouble, not just with its fans, but financially as well. And serious questions need to be asked about why this game came out in this state. If a game has immediately obvious issues within the first 30 minutes, 1 hour of playing the game, then you have to start asking these serious questions. Why was this greenlit for launch when it clearly wasn't ready? Is this a case of Sony being the publisher, pushing the developer Nixes to release the game in whatever state it currently is, much to the disdain of the developer? But it's a shame considering the game is very good on PS5. Is Sony just getting more and more sloppy and complacent with its PC ports and not mandating the necessary quality assurance and testing before these PC releases? Your guess is as good as mine. And sticking with PlayStation, ex-PlayStation boss Shawn Layden had some praise for Nintendo and the Switch 2. In a recent interview with the Kiwi Talks podcast, when talking about the Nintendo Switch 2's name, he stated, "They, being Nintendo, have created so much brand value in the word Switch. Why would you mess with that?" And he's not wrong. With over 146 million units sold and a brand name synonymous with Nintendo, they really have conquered the world with the word Switch. Furthermore, when asked about Nintendo's current place in the gaming industry, Shawn Layden said, "Everyone respects Nintendo. They are a competitor, but you respect everything they've done to create this industry that we now enjoy and love. So I think they'll keep on keeping on, and the way they do it, they've got the right people around it, the right attitude around it. They've been in this business for a long time. They've seen all the peaks and the valleys, and they will continue to be successful." And Shawn here is spitting facts. Couldn't have said it better myself. And calling the successor Switch 2 was the most logical and sensible thing to do. Why mess with all of that goodwill, that brand value, and the years of marketing spent building all of that up? That's why I could never get my head around this ridiculous online discourse that appeared when the Switch 2's name was revealed. I mean, it's simple, people. Duh. And that is going to do it for the latest gaming tea. Thank you for watching. Smash that lovely like button. Subscribe if you're somebody new. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about all the topics that were discussed today? Be it Nintendo losing this lawsuit, targeting this small Costa Rican supermarket, I mean ridiculous. PlayStation's disastrous PC port for Spider-Man 2 and the state of the PC ports going forward. And Shawn Layden, ex-PlayStation boss, praising the Nintendo Switch 2 name. Leave a comment down below in the comment section below. I would love to know your thoughts. Thanks again, and I will see you lovely people on the next Gaming Tea. Cheers!